Alright y'all, so today we're gonna start with campsite 237, which is where I'm staying at. This trip we're gonna go through we're gonna try to go through all the campsites here at Hog Wallow, and we're gonna jump over to Coyote Crossing, and if we have time we'll head over to the one across the way. I can't remember the name of it. But pretty much we're gonna see which campsites are the best to stay at, because there was some flooding recently here, and I just wanted you guys to know, okay, which ones are a little more towards the flooding side, which ones have a little bit more bugs, which ones are a little bit more for groups, which ones are a little bit more private, things like that, right? That way your next camping experience here at Cedar Hill State Park is much better, right? So we're gonna start with 237, which is where I am. I'll show you my setup a little bit later, but this is pretty much what it looks like. So right here, that right there, that's the trail. So pretty much most of Hog Wallow is like that. It's not too private. There's little trails from here. There's a trail right here to the trail, and then there's a trail to that other campsite, and that campsite has a trail to that campsite. And there's actually, I think, like a campsite up ahead where I think like 3 of them, like they're tables, like those tables right there, they're combined, like in like a little group. So I would say that Hog Wallow, if that's what you're looking for more of a group kind of ordeal, then this is probably gonna be your best bet. Moving on to this one right here, like I said, this one is literally right next to the trail. That's the trail right there. So if you're about that, you literally can just get up and then walk over here, and then you're ready to go on the trail, whether it's going that way. So that way is Penn Farm, as a matter of fact. And then see, look, there's the other campsite. Look, I can just walk this way, and look, there's the other campsite. So that's what I'm saying. So most of these ones right here are gonna be like this, where they have a little trail onto the next campsite, to the next campsite, to the next campsite. Obviously there's gonna be some that are kind of cover or whatever, a little bit more private, and we'll get to those, right? So that's for this campsite. I guess I'll show you everything. So it does have a fire ring right there, which I did use yesterday, and it worked perfectly. It does come with the table. Right now the norm is that pretty much every table has a shade, but there's some tables that don't have shade, and we'll try to get to that as well. Me personally, I don't necessarily use this table that much, just put 1 or 2 things here, but if you are using it, then this one does have the shade on it, and this one does have both of the hooks. This is also the norm, but there are some campsites that only have 1 lamp hook there, right? And then look, so that's the other campsite right there. I don't know if you can see the lamp post right there. There's the parking, there's the fire grill right there. I mean, it's this close, and I can see right there in Coyote Crossing. Once we get to Coyote Crossing, you'll notice that it's a little bit more private between campsites. So anyways, all right, so we're gonna start heading from here. We're gonna take a ride. There's actually, I think, like 2 or 3 right before me, but we're gonna stick to the ride, and we're gonna go all the way along the ride, and it just kind of curves, and then we'll stick to the left, and hit the last 2, and then make it right back here. Take a little break because it is hot. It is Texas. It's about 1:30 or so it is a bit hot, but it's just heat, right? I mean, it is what it is. I have a thing full of water, ice water right here, so I think I'll be fine. And if I start feeling a little weird or whatever, I can always just come right back to the site. So let's get to looking at the sites. Alright, so we're at 239. All of these ones are gonna have electricity and water. But it is important where it is, or depending on how big your extension cables are. Because mine, for example, one of them is I think like 100 feet, the other one's only 50 feet. And one of them reaches all the way to where I want it, and the other one doesn't. So depending on what kind of cables you have is where you want the electricity and water. So here we have a table with shade, we have 2 hangers, and we have the fire pit all the way back here. So another thing that I do see here is that most of them are pretty even. Most of the sites are very even, minimal rocks on the ground. So whenever you camp, it's nice. It's nice to have level ground, not worry about it. But look, see, like I said, look right there. There's a trail right for the next campsite. You can see them right there. Now this one, I wouldn't recommend this one too much. Very limited space. Well, unless it's like a tent, yeah, I guess you can just put it right here. You'll be fine. But if it's like a canopy or deal, it would have to be here. And again, look how like straight it is and level and minimal rocks. Yes, there's some obviously, but minimal rocks. So depending on what kind of camping you do, but I don't know. I don't really like this one too much. That's in the way. Really, the only place that you would want to be is right there, and it's if it's a tent. Other than that, I don't know. All right, let's move on to the next one. There's the trail. Look, there's me right there. All right, let's go. All right, so I just passed let's see, 43 and 41, 243 and 41, and they're kind of small. They're kind of small. And again, you have a path directly to your neighbor, right? So there's that other one, but they're being used obviously, so we can't go in there. But look again, level, and it is plenty of shade. And look, like I said, minimal spiders, very minimal spiders. For me, honestly, that's a big thing, because as soon as I see a tarantula or something, it's in my brain, and I can't really quite enjoy it. I really like this campsite though, because look, it has a little side room and then another little side room. But yeah, I mean, all of that just leads to other campsites, so you can't really wander off too far. But look, yeah, look at all this shade right here. Yeah, this is a good campsite right here. A good setup right here. I mean, it is pretty private, honestly. Right there, you can't really see your neighbor over there, and you can barely see your neighbor over there on that side. This is a good campsite right here. I approve 100% of this campsite. I'm gonna have to try this one next time. Actually, no, the next one is the ones that are gonna be in Coyote Crossing, because it's gonna be right by the lake. But this is a good one. This is a good one. Fire pit right there. 2 hooks with the shade. Yeah, I like it. This was a good one. All right, let's keep going. All right, we're at 247. Again, electricity, water. I don't like it too much. That is on that side, and then the campsite is over here. So if you notice, you're gonna have to get your water, your electricity, if you're doing tent camping. Obviously, if it's an RV camping, you're gonna have no issues, right? But you're gonna have to cut it all the way across here, all the way over here. Now this is a good campsite though. It has very good shade. See, like all of this right here is shaded. I do like it. But then you have this spot right here with no shade. You have your table with a roof, your fire pit. Now the last few times that I've been here, people leave firewood, so I haven't had an issue with that. Like, I haven't had to buy anything. Oh, that looks kind of creepy. You know what, let's go. Let's see what's back here. This looks like it might have been a trail at some point, maybe. If a ghost comes out right now, I'm gonna lose my mind. But yeah, look, it looks like it might have been some type of a trail, or maybe that's the private property. I don't know. I can't place where I am right now exactly, but this is kind of cool. I like this campsite. I like this campsite as well. This is a good campsite, and I can get away with it with my. It has enough room for the canopies that I use, so I like this campsite. It's a good campsite. I just wish I had more shade, but it is what it is. I would say this also is a good campsite. Check. All right, let's keep going. I'm looking for the number and I can't find it. Oh, there you go. 249. 249. Let's check it out. Again, you have your electricity, your water. This is extremely big. So you have this area right here, right away. Yes, it is a little bit sloped down, as you can see, but then right down here, it evens out. Then you got all over here, but no shade. So be mindful of that. And then you come all the way over here. You have your picnic table, your roof, right? Your hanging things. Fire pit over here. Oh, look, here's another one. Little trail onto the next side, and I don't know if you can tell, but there is somebody on the next side. So if you're coming with a group, yeah, it is great. But I don't know, me personally, I don't like it too much. This one seems to be broken. I personally don't really use this one too much. Maybe I use a hook or so, but not necessarily. And then look at all this space you have back here. Like, it's like you have like your front yard, living room, kitchen. You come back here to like the master bedroom. This is a good one, and I wouldn't say a lot of shade, but there is shade for sure. Oh, I think this is gonna take us back to that one little spot that where we're at that was blocked off. But this is a good one. This is definitely a good one. Maybe put a tarps around here and then block this shit out. But yeah, this is very spacious. I don't think I've stayed in a campsite as spacious as this. So if it's a big group or whatever, but actually you gotta check that, because I think it's only 8 people per site. So but man, I like this one. This is a good one. Oh, you see that cloud? That's cool. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, 251's being used. Here's 252, but 251, just from the look of it, honestly, I wouldn't recommend it. Here's the water. All right, so this one, it's also a little bit tough because you got electricity, water all the way down here, and then you gotta make it all the way over here. And look, as you can see, very limited shade. This is not a good campsite at all. Very limited shade. You go up, depending on how much stuff you have, you're gonna have to do this incline or the stairs, right? Yeah, table. But look, so this one right away, all the spider webs right there. I don't know how well you can see them on the camera. Yeah, no, it's hot. Oh snap! Yeah, no, there's spider webs everywhere. I just ran into one. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that it hasn't been used in a while. And look, see, there's a trail for that other campsite that we just skipped to 51. And I don't like that. But look at all that space. But look at all that the sun though. You guys see that? So that's 251 right there. And then the one that before that one that I liked, that one had this space but more shade. So I would not recommend this one unless you have a whole bunch of tarps, or I don't know. Just know that it's gonna be a lot of sun, just like this one right here. Then you got the fire pit, then a little trail to go down probably to a different campsite. Look, there's the next campsite right over there. All right, now I would not recommend this one. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, we just skipped the next 3, but I 100% would not recommend to get on them. No shade, no shade, no shade, and they're going uphill, and one of them is going downhill, and there's no shade. So unless it's an RV, like real RV camping, I would not recommend those 3 right there. I can't remember the numbers. I'll put them on the screen somewhere. But now we're at 256. So this one right here, it's weird. So if you have an RV, maybe not this one, because this one right here, it's 2 parkings instead of one long one. So if you have a long RV, maybe not. If you have cars or a shorter RV, then I think you'll still be fine. But just know that this one is not just one long one like the ones that we just saw, which I did forget to kind of mention that as we were making the video. So there's the electricity, there's the water, right down here. Oh no, right away, no. Look, everything is inclined. Look, we're just going down. We're just going down the whole time. Like, where would you set up, right? So you have your table, roof, looks fairly clean except for, you know, dirt, obviously, right? Okay, so this is kind of cool. It does have this nice little shaded room right here, but again, it's just going downhill. Like, nothing is level. Like, nothing is level. So if you know how to deal with that, or you don't mind it, then yeah, look at that big shaded area. It's awesome, right? That one is part of the other campsite, but it's all going downhill. Look, see, everything's going downhill the whole time. You got your fire ring, and then more downhill, and no shade whatsoever. I'm gonna assume that's from the other campsite. Look, there's the other campsite, and again, look, no shade whatsoever. Yeah, these ones are not very good. This is another nice little, I mean, it is very spacious for sure, but I mean, it's just going downhill. Well, like, this is kind of level, but I mean, you're gonna have to, ooh, it's actually not too bad. But obviously, electricity and water probably won't make it all the way down here unless you have really long hose or electric things, electric cords. So, but no, I would never stay in this campsite right here. I wouldn't recommend it whatsoever. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so that was actually quite a good stretch of no campsites on the left hand side, so we just kept on going. But before we get to this campsite, I won't talk about it too much, because they always told me, like, whenever you're a little upset, you know, don't say stuff about it, because it won't be the correct wording, right? But as I was walking, making my way down here, there's a campsite on the left hand side, and they had their dogs loose, and I'm all up for it. We're in a state campsite. There are the people that do have dogs, most of them are loose, right? Never had an issue with them, right? Well, these 2 little dogs started chasing me, right? And people are obviously trying to get them or whatever, but one of them ends up biting me, right? And boom, and like, it just pisses me off, because now he's probably gonna go hit the dog, right? Because he bit somebody. But it's like, if you're gonna have your dogs off leash, make sure they're trained to be off leash. That's all I'm saying, right? Because I'm all up for having dogs off leash. They should be free if they're trained. Pluto, he's most of the time an off leash dog when there's no people around. But I know he's trained well enough to where if somebody comes, I call him, he comes, I put the chain on, everything is gonna be fine. There's another one, Bones. He's not off leash trained, so he never goes off leash when we're outside, and we know that, right? So just be mindful of your dogs, of your pets. If you know they're not trained, as much as you love them, don't leave them off leash. In this case, I'm an adult, right? Whatever, I take the bite. If that would have been a kid, not only would the kid would have been crying, you know, gotten hurt, the dog probably would have gotten put down, and the dude would have gotten in trouble. So just be mindful of it. That's all I can say about that. All right, let's keep on going to this. Let's not let this ruin my vibe, but it did kind of upset me a little bit. All right, so we're at 263. So we got electricity, water, again. So this is a 2 parking thing. Now this one is quite small. It looks like it's just for a car. This one is a little bit bigger, so maybe a mid-sized RV. I don't know the sizes. Now this is going downhill, but it does level out a little bit, but no shade at all. Well, there's some shade over there. So we have right here, I don't know why they would have that board up there like that. It's a little sketchy. We have no shade. Then we have right here fire pit, the hanging light post right here. Nice easy access, and there is no neighbor off to the right hand side in this case. Oh, that's kind of cool though. Nice easy access right here to like a little beach or whatever. I don't know if you can call it a beach with no sand. What is this called? Shore? A shore, yeah, or shoreline. Yeah, and then people in the morning, most of the time they'll post up on those right there and fish, things like that. It's pretty peaceful. It's very peaceful, but there is no shade though. So if you can work with that, then I guess you'll be fine. But if not, I mean, there's a little bit of shade right here. Now it's not that level, honestly. It looks a bit level, but it's still going a bit downhill. I do like this access right here to the water. So this is where we get a little bit of shade, but yeah, it's really not level. It is still going down. All right. Yeah, no, I mean, this is just to come look. When you come see the sunset here or something, I don't know. But I would not recommend this campsite. It's not level, and there is no sun. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so there used to be campsites over there because there's water and a box for electricity, which there's no more anymore. But I'm assuming it's because when it floods, those do get flooded. So those campsites are not campsites anymore. All right, so we're at 270 right here. Water, electricity. So right here it goes downhill. Very limited shade. Very, very limited shade. I mean, right away I would not recommend it. It's still going downhill. It's not level. You got your tibble roof, fire pit. Still not level though. It's definitely not level. So you can go down there. Maybe that's a little trail. But yeah, no, I would not recommend this campsite. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, we're at 272. Water, electricity also goes downhill. Definitely no shade. I 100% would not recommend this campsite at all. It does have the table with the roof and fire pit, but definitely not. There is no level space and no shade. Let's go to the next one. All right, we're at 273. Water, electricity. Now this one right here, I still wouldn't recommend it because there's no shade. You gotta go downhill. But that area right there, it looks a little bit level. Let's just go check real quick. If not, let's move on. Has table, roof. You can see your neighbor from right here. Yeah, no, it's not level. None of this is level. Fire ring. So I would not recommend this campsite. Let's move on to the next one. All right, we're at 275. Water, electricity. Going down the stairs. No shade. Well, limited shade. Your table, roof, hanging thing, fire pit. No level areas. You can see everything's going down. We're at do one point again. Limited rocks. Very clean. just no shading going down hill. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, we're at 279. Electricity, water, and we're back to the long parkings. This one's kind of cool, a little hidden, but limited shade and no even spaces. You do have a fire pit right there. Small. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend this one. It's small, limited shade, and uneven spaces. Oh man, this is getting hot. I might need to take a little break and then continue this later. I don't know. We'll see. Actually, we're almost done with this side, so we're at 280. Electricity, water, no even spaces. It's small and very limited shade. I would not recommend this, but we're back to the long parking spot. But the beginning is a little messed up, so yeah, let's go.
Sorry I couldn't finish all the campsites, the weather was a bit hard, but no worries, make sure to subscribe to keep up with all things camping and come back to see the camping gear I recommend for this Texas heat.